Hey garden lovers, hope you all are having a nice fall so far. We are still in the upper 80s, low 90s, but it looks like low 80s and upper 70s will be here soon, thankfully. We're looking forward to putting away the shade cloths until June-ish 2024 timeframe. And as you can see in this clip, there is a lot of tomato plant cleanup going on. We're making room for more cool season veggies, and you can see on the screen we are doing a fall giveaway to the first 10 people to like, share, and comment. Send me some SCG seeds. Details below. Sugar snap peas loved growing up this arch last spring, so we are getting some more sowed now. Peas are frost tolerant to around 25 degrees. And they are great to grow in raised beds. They're part of the legume family, which are nitrogen-fixing plants. Here's a great article from Texas A&M with just about all the details about growing peas. You could find this handy resource at aggie-horticulture.tamu.edu. This month we are sowing more radish seeds. It's one of the quickest veggies to grow, so it makes it a whole lot of fun. And we got a few favorites. Right now, our number one favorite is Bacchus. We grew these guys in the spring. Here is a picture of them. This month, we are also succession planting spinach. Spinach is a tricky one to grow in our warm SoCal climate. We picked up this variety at Parkview Nursery to try out. We'll see how it does. But Bloomsdale by Baker Creek is a for sure excellent heat-tolerant variety. Here's a picture of it growing in one of our raised beds this spring. It can also take a light frost and temps down to 20 degrees. And the key for growing great spinach is to make sure to add lots of compost. So the soil should be rich in organic matter, and then make sure that the soil stays moist but not soggy, which is challenging in SoCal because we have such a dry climate. And spinach tends to bolt quickly in high temperatures and dry soil. So that's why we planted this variety from Parkview in this partial shade area, because we're still in the 90s. They'll grow much slower, but the soil does stay moist in this area. We are also sowing more mustard seeds. Red Giant is my favorite, and it can also take a light frost. Not sure about this mustard variety that we picked up from a local nursery. We will see in a few weeks how it does. But you can see we have the shade cloth over these guys. Most mustard varieties bolt quickly in the heat, so hopefully these guys will stay comfortable until the end of this month, when it looks like we're finally going to cool off. We're succession planting more cilantro, but we're always succession planting cilantro year-round. We found a great variety that does well in the heat. This is Calypso. You can see here it's doing excellent, and we have been in the mid-90s. I do have a shade cloth over this double cattle panel raised bed. That is definitely taking the brunt of the UV rays. And we're doing a side-by-side trial of Calypso and Slow Bolt. We're going to see which one performs best in our hot deserty climate. And I recall some time ago, someone was asking about the flavor of Calypso. They were mentioning that they heard it had a very mild flavor. So I'm just trying a leaf of Calypso and of Slow Bolt, and they have very similar flavors. It's about a mild to medium cilantro flavor. I like the mild to medium flavor, but if you're looking for a strong cilantro flavor, these varieties might not be for you. Wow, the ghost pepper is such a strikingly beautiful red. We still have quite a few chili plants producing chilies, thankfully, and we're set up. We'll have chilies in the greenhouse all winter long. We have cilantro popping up all over the place, and whenever I see a plant popping up on its own, it's usually a good indicator that it's a good time to start sowing seeds for that variety. But that's not always the case. We also have baby tomato plants popping up all over the place because the temperatures are still so warm, but there's just not enough time for this little guy to grow into maturity outdoors. It's going to be way too chilly in a few weeks, so I'm going to move this guy into a container and grow him in the greenhouse this winter. It's going to be fun to see which variety this ends up being. We had about 5 different varieties growing in this bed. Speaking of cilantro popping up all over the place, we are doing a giveaway. To the first 10 people to like, share, and comment, send me some SCG seeds. We have our Southern California gardening herb collection, and we are ready to send out some free packets. See details below in the description. I love running into these little cuties. And this month we started more loose leaf lettuce with old seeds. We had several packages from 2018, 2019. Wasn't sure if the seeds were still viable, so we mixed them all together in a bag, sprinkled them all around this bed and outside the bed, and I am so surprised to see how many have popped up. All of these that are growing on the ground will be the girls. I've tried growing a lot of different greens, many different greens, to see which are the quickest crops to grow for our chicks. And I have settled on lettuce and kale. Lettuce grows super fast, and even when it bolts, the chicks don't mind. And I did the same thing with old kale seeds from 2018, 2019. Man, those white butterflies frustrate me. I mean, these poor dinosaur kales have holes all through them from their little caterpillars. Gotta break out the neem. And you could see here, these guys are growing like a weed. Sowed the seeds the same day as the lettuce, and we have way more growth. And different varieties. This is winter kale. Little baby winter kale. Super cute. So I'll let these guys grow wild, probably thin them out as I feed them to the chicks. Kale is super cool. It keeps growing shoots off the main stem. So we just harvest the leaves and the branches off the main stem and then secure it to the girls' run. You could see here the main cut. So once it gets pretty big, I snap off the top, put it in the chicks' run, and then all of the little side sprouts start coming out of the stem. Man, this kale has been getting tore up. Look at this leaf. Something's really been chewing on it. Unfortunately, our girls are not able to free range. We have hawks circling our backyard weekly, and if they were roaming free, we would be constantly having to get new chicks. But you could see here they have lots of space to roam. That was not nice. They love the kale so much they even eat the stems. So once the leaves are gone, they start chewing and gnawing away at the stems. I love having chicks. We have not had any commercial eggs come even close to how amazing and flavorful these girls' eggs are. Their yolks are super rich orange. I think because they're eating greens and buggies every day. So in general, some cool season crops to plant now for Zone 9B are radishes, spinach, cilantro, lettuce, beets, carrots, peas. You can see here some bunching onions and arugula, and other cool season crops that are great to plant now and you could probably pick up at your local nursery are Swiss chard, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. You can see here our cabbage has had lots of pest activity. That looks like it's from a grasshopper, but also lots of those caterpillars from the white butterflies. A big disadvantage when you have your beds covered with the shade cloth is not maintaining the pest activity. These guys are cool season, and it's been we had 99 a few days ago. So definitely didn't see all those little critters munching on the food. For a complete list of what we are planting, sowing, and growing now, head over to our website, www.southerncaliforniagardening.net, and it's under what we are planting, sowing, and growing now. If you follow our Instagram or TikTok page, you saw our post of all the creepy beetles eating our nectarines. We had a ton come through our garden, and we are already finding these little baby grubs. These guys are the larvae of those beetles, and these are some of the smallest guys I've ran into. So we're catching them at a good time before they get huge and eat the roots of our veggies. Spring and fall beneficial nematode applications are a must-do here to combat these guys. There are hungry little boogers that feast on your plant roots. If you get some of these guys munching on one of your plants, it's very likely it's going to get stunted. And if the plant is young enough, it can wipe out the entire root system, killing the plant. I'll attach a link in the upper right-hand corner of an old video we filmed about how we battle grubs, although now we are using Arbico's beneficial nematodes. They are an excellent company. You could feel confident that your beneficial nematodes are going to show up alive. And right now I'm going to do a quick demonstration, but I'm not going to actually be applying the nematodes because it's best to apply them in the evening when the sun is setting. This allows them to get deeper into the soil overnight, the nighttime hours. And then from there, you want to try to keep the soil moist for about a week to 10 days. All right, we use 2 watering cans. We pour some of the beneficial nematodes in one watering can, fill it up completely with water. Then we divvy it out into this other watering can. So just pouring a small amount into the empty watering can, and then from there filling up that watering can with a small amount of beneficial nematodes, adding the water completely to the top. They're little microscopic organisms, so a little goes a long way. So you make your initial batch, and then you divide it out by several batches, and then get it applied to the soil, and we apply it to all raised beds. If we didn't do these nematode applications, we would have hundreds of grubs in our beds chewing at our new baby transplant roots. And if you're interested in how these beneficial nematodes work, we're doing a trial. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, bell to be notified, and we will post the results in our upcoming November planting, sowing, and growing video. October is garlic planting month. Time to get some compost in our garlic bed. Our order arrived from Territorial Seeds about a week ago. We haven't had time to get them planted yet, but they'll be going in the next week. We are growing the same varieties that we grew last season: Silver White, Music, and Dugansky. These varieties are excellent. They store very well. I think Music stores 9 months to a year. And here is a sneak peek of one of the items that will be available in our store. My husband designed it. This is where we hang our garlic. You could also hang your onions, your herbs. It adds lots of beauty to any living space. And this month there is so much seed saving going on. This is some asparagus seeds, and it's pretty incredible how many seeds the plants are putting out. I'm gonna pop over there and show you guys this one spear. This plant is covered with seeds. This is the purple asparagus. The purple asparagus is delicious. It's more flavorful and it's more tender. The spears aren't as fibrous as the green. We've been saving dahlia seeds. We've got some incredibly beautiful varieties that we grow. And of course, we're saving lots of chili pepper seeds. This is Sugar Rush Peach. Got the seeds from Baker Creek. This is a delicious new variety bred by hot pepper prodigy Chris Fowler. It's got great heat, great flavor. You gotta try it. We harvested all of our green chilies for the year. The green chilies that are left on these plants, we are growing for seeds. I'm gonna prune back some of the foliage and remove any small chili peppers so that each plant can have 2 or 3. We'll grow them as large as possible and harvest the seeds. And we're getting some onions planted. Now that we got the green chili bed cleaned up, there's lots of room in there to plant these onions in between the green chili plants. All right, that's it for now. Make sure to follow us on Instagram or TikTok. We try to add weekly content of what we are doing around the garden, mixed in with some tips and garden beauty. I always like to close out the video mentioning something doesn't come from nothing. That is very encouraging for me. This is a mind-blowing creation. I hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.